Welcome back to the CEO series. My name's Peter Hull, founder and CEO of Fitstop, and today we have Hannah Brown with us, the proud owner of Fitstop Gladstone. How are you doing, Hannah?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Really excited to chat today. Before we get into it though, let's do a little intro of yourself. Who are you? Tell me about Fitstop Gladstone. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, cool. My name's Hannah. As Pete said, am the proud owner of Fitstop Gladstone. So we have been operating for about almost 2 years on the weekend, 2 years now. Really loving this journey so far. I'm a mum of two little boys, a 3 and a 4-year-old, so living in that chaos at the same time. That's kind of the 2 second story of who I am.
So, in one word or more, how would you describe your Fitstop journey to date?
I think my journey's been pretty life changing. That sounds really cliche, but I really think it has. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that a business could change my life the way that it has. My family's life, my career, my leadership, all of the above. I think that it's, again, in this first 2 years has been absolutely life changing, and yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of it holds.
We're going to jump into some of the detail, but as you mentioned, you're a mum, you're a wife, you're a business owner, your husband owned businesses. You guys absolutely do it all. Everything from being so immersed in your own community to participating in fitness racing and traveling the world in some way, shape or form. It doesn't just happen by accident. It takes a lot of planning, and that's what we're going to dive into the detail on today. But before we do, what inspired you to open Fitstop Gladstone?
Yeah, so I guess it's been a bit of a journey. So we've had a couple of big life events that have made us live the way that we have. We thrive in chaos. We are always doing something. We definitely don't waste the life that we have. So I'll take you on a little bit of a journey. So back in 2017, my husband Hayden, we were about to celebrate our first wedding anniversary, and he was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, so Hodgkin's lymphoma. By the time it was picked up, we were in quite the advanced stages. So at that stage, he was 24 years old. We were both 24, and we were actually told that he probably wasn't going to see his 25th birthday. So being young, newly married, we thought we had a life ahead of us. That was a really, really tough time in our life. We're not kind of people who like to sit in the shit though. So looking at the silver lining, we sat down and we set some goals for if he did beat this. We kind of said to ourselves, we could have we have this entire life planned out. If we're lucky enough that you get through this and we get to live that, we're not going to sit and waste our time. Life's too short. I know we all know that, but then to learn that lesson early on was kind of a gift in a way. So luckily he was young, fit, healthy. So, and with the help of modern medicine, he's now been in remission for just over 7 years. I think that we were very lucky to learn that it changed the way that we lived our life. So fast forward until
I was just going to say, sorry,
yeah.
Through that process, no doubt that was incredibly challenging, but I believe from knowing some of your story, fitness played a big part in kind of coming through the other side of that and developing. What was the biggest learning throughout that process?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had been in the industry for about 7 years at that point. So fitness had always been a big part of our life. We raced motocross growing up. Hayden was a cyclist. We were always very active. So I guess it completely changed the way that we viewed exercise. In the 2010s, it was kind of, exercise was about aesthetics and how we looked and things like that. And that really made us realize that it was about mental health. Moving our body wasn't just to look good, it was how it made us feel. So we really use movement as, I guess, a way to get us through that time, something that we could do together. Even when, you know, Hayden was feeling really crappy, there was nothing that made him feel better than getting out and going for a ride or a walk, or, you know, he couldn't do much, but it just changed. I really think that movement was a huge part of what got him through that stage of his life. So it really changed our whole outlook on how we viewed why we move our bodies, I guess, and we really do move more to live more, I guess. We come back to that. So I had followed Fitstop socials along the journey, and we really just felt like something that Fitstop and us really aligned on was not moving our bodies to look good. Well, I mean, obviously that's part of it, but moving our bodies to feel good, connection, community, mental health, it's so important. So yeah, when 2022, I just had our second baby. I was probably mentally not in a very good spot. I was feeling, you know, although I love being a mum, I was a little bit unfulfilled. And again, we're not people to sit in the shit. And we made a promise to ourselves many years ago that if something wasn't working, we're not just going to sit in it. And one night over dinner, like I said to Hayden, I was like, I think this is our time to open a Fitstop. Like, we'd spoken about how Fitstop just looked like the coolest place ever. We didn't have one near us, but we loved everything that it was about. And he was like, absolutely, let's do it. So I literally went on and I lodged an inquiry, and Beck rung me the next day. And yeah, I think just wanting to create a space for people. There was nothing in Gladstone, just for people to go and be part of something that was bigger than just a gym. You know, it was a community, it was a place for connection. All the things that we believed in was what Fitstop was, and that's kind of what made me wanted to jump in with a baby and a 1-year-old and another new business. And yeah,
I absolutely love that. Like, we're not here to sit in the shit. I'm going to steal that. So I think as Fitstoppers, that's intrinsically in us. We're fueled by progress, and we really want to kind of push the limits. But probably most importantly, my takeaway is like the lessons you guys have learned, you really want to give back to your community and showcase that this is possible, and don't sit in it. Let's get on with it. What's been your biggest milestone or win throughout the last 2 years, whether it's been kind of open day or the growth that you've seen?
Yes, open day was amazing. We opened really strong with 200 members. We put a lot of effort into, getting out in our community before we opened.
Yeah.
But honestly, the wins probably aren't very measurable. It's coming in here and a member telling us that we've changed her life, or she ran 5Ks for the first time this morning. Like, it's something that's constantly giving back to you. So yes, absolutely, all the shiny things. We run Rookie of the Year, which was amazing, but the things that really matter to us is coming in and knowing that we're having that impact on people's lives, and that's what makes us want to keep doing it and bring our best.
You started a really strong community from day one. You just mentioned kind of 200 plus members. You guys were so involved in that local area, see, because of you live and breathe Gladstone. Your community is quite special, and it's got almost a unique energy about it. How have you fostered that? Has it come from kind of values or a vision you had for your community from day one?
Yeah, I really wanted to just make a place where everyone from any walk of life could walk in here and feel like it was their home. And I know it probably sounds really corny, but these people are our family. Like, they're not just coming in and we don't know their name. We make an effort to get to know them, who they are. We want to know their kid's name. We want to know what they do. These people come in and see us probably more than they see a lot of their relatives. So for them to put their trust in us and come in and be part of our community, we genuinely care and we want to be part of their lives more than just somewhere they go for an hour a day to exercise. And I think that reflects. I think then that flows through as well. Our community sees how deeply we care for and invest in them, and then they do it to their peers in here as well. So it's a bit of a cycle, I guess, that, we just lead from the top and lead with love and genuine care, and flows through.
You just touched on leadership, and this flows really well into kind of my next question. You've talked about what you guys wanted to create, the community that you have, that you lead with love and care. Sometimes we can fall into the trap of us just doing it as leaders, which means then we're really kind of tied into the business every single day. And I've been a part of this. I've seen this firsthand. I myself have done this running businesses, back when we started. You've really cracked the code, it feels like anyway, when it comes to team, and you've been able to build a team that really buys into your values and therefore can really lead while you guys aren't there, and make sure they're holding really high standards. What's the recruitment process that you guys run, or what could you share around building out a team that you think has fostered some of this?
So first of all, I think that it's important when it comes to leadership to kind of lead from behind. I'm really big on empowering our team to, that this is theirs too. It's not mine and you work for me. We are all a team. We work beside each other, not above, not below, and working towards their personal and professional goals as well. I don't want them to come in and just think this is a job. They're part of something bigger as well, and we're on track for their goals. So giving them the power to be who they are and, lead how they want to lead in this space as well. When it comes to recruitment, I'm very big on hiring on values versus what I see on a resume. Like, I don't really care about what's on your resume, to be honest, as long as you're qualified and we can sit down over a coffee and we can connect on, I guess, values and who you are and what you believe in, and that's, I can teach you everything else that you need to know, but I can't teach you how to be a good person, if that makes sense. So what's
your process around identifying that value alignment? And again, for anyone listening right now thinking that, okay, I need to start recruiting a team that's aligned with my values, what process did you run to be able to identify that and then be able to execute?
So I like to, first of all, get them in for a session, to train in a Fitstop session if they haven't already, just to see how they interact with people. That's probably my number one. If I like how they interact and how they're involved in a session, we'll then have like a casual chat over a coffee, and kind of just unpack who they are, what they want out of, working for Fitstop. And so then we will go into a buddy session. I'll see how they are. I will buddy them as a coach, see how they interact with people as a coach. And then I guess we'll go from there to see whether we bring them on board. So it's probably a bit of a casual approach, but I feel like that's the best way to get to know them and see how they are within our community.
Look, I think you've touched on some really, really valuable points there. It's not necessarily about the resume or maybe even their Instagram following. I would say not as casual as you're making it out, but really important step to your process is inviting someone in to do a workout off their own back, and seeing how they integrate with the community, right? It's not about being the fittest in the room, lifting the most, and being a personal standout. It's actually about how they're creating connection instantly with your membership base, right? I think the biggest sign of success that someone's going to work out as a coach in a fitness business is, what did the members think of them without even knowing they're interviewing? And if you can get that feedback straight away and people can come up to you and be like, Hannah, who's that person? What are they doing? Is this an interview process? Instantly, you know that they're going to align with you. The members are going to sign off on them, which is most important. And they're going to be quite successful in the role. If they're kind of sitting in the background, worrying too much about themselves, what they're lifting, and not being a team player, then straight away, probably not right for Fitstop as a brand.
flag. Absolutely. And, our members are, I think anyone who owns a gym would know that your members are your most honest people around. So if they see someone new who might not be the right fit or someone that they love, they're the first people to tell you. So I guess I kind of get them to help me in the hiring process as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so you've hired the right talent. How do you keep your team motivated, aligned, and accountable to, I guess, the standards and the goals that you guys have all set? It sounds like you're not leading from the top. It's very much, this is where we're heading. These are the standards. These are our values. These are our rules in our business. But it's easy for that to kind of drop away at times, and that can start to create a different culture in your business. How do you kind of keep this all together?
So first of all, I would say clear expectations. I make it very clear, and often I have a document that is expectations of you, that we go over as a team every 3 to 6 months. Communication's a big one. We make sure that we're catching up on a regular basis. And I touched on it before. A really big one is making sure we're aligned on both their goal and our goal at Fitstop. So I don't want them to feel like they're just coming to work and grinding for me. I want them to think that they're grinding towards their bigger goal as well. So putting in place an achievement roadmap for both them and me, and then working out how we can kind of tailor their role and duties to work towards what they're working towards. And then also involving them in decisions. As I said, like leading from behind, like they know our members. They're on the floor probably, a lot more than I am. They know they're seeing them every single day. So I want them to be involved in the decisions just as much, if not more, than I am. And it gives them a sense of feeling of ownership, makes them want to show up, give their all when they have that little bit of ownership about it. And I think just being open and honest with them. Like, we are really lucky to have a great relationship, our whole team, and I think that that's genuinely because we all have a shared love for Fitstop and our members here, and I empower them to, continue using that.
And would you say that, again, just a little bit more detail around, it sounds like you've identified the right talent, you've brought on board that talent. In your onboarding process, is that where you're identifying and going through standards and expectation doc, but probably most importantly, getting to know them and what they're trying to achieve and then create that roadmap together?
Yeah, absolutely. So I usually get them to go away and make their roadmap on their own. So kind of 2 personal goals, 2 professional goals, and then we can come back and discuss that and really work through how I can help them meet their milestones, any rewards that they might like from me or resources from me when they meet that goal. So it kind of keeps us aligned on that as well. Yeah.
I love that. So 2 personal goals, 2 professional goals, and then you create a roadmap so that everyone's aligned on how we're going to achieve it.
Absolutely. So at the moment, I'm just getting my team to do a new 3-year goal, and then we break that down into 12-month goals, and so that we can really have a clear outlook on where they're going and how I can help them get there. And
Amazing. We touched on it in the intro. You lead a pretty busy life, and knowing your story, it's life by design. You guys aren't going to sit in it. You're going to grab life by the horns and go after it. Talk me through and give a bit of a recap on this year. A number of fitness races, some international travel. You've got a family. Like, what does this look like? I don't believe in such word as a balanced lifestyle, but what does life look like for you?
Yeah, we love to think that we can do it all. We, as I said before, we thrive in chaos. So I'm very big on saying yes to more, and if there's an opportunity, I'm also very big in peer pressuring people to do things with me. So we have been overseas a few times this year, really passionate about showing our boys the world as well. I think early on I realized if we wanted to live the life that we'd envisioned, I needed to kind of let go and delegate a little bit, which was really difficult to me. When we opened, I had a really great coach that I saw huge potential in. And we have worked really hard to get her to a point where she is now the manager. Also me letting go of my baby a little bit and letting her lead the charge. But yeah, we're very intentional in, we're working hard when we're working, and then we're really in the moment with our family when we're with them.
Was there any was there a moment that you realized that you needed to bring some more of that structure in place? I imagine, when you open and launch a Fitstop, 200 plus members, it is a little bit of organized chaos. You're really making, especially the community you guys have built, you're wanting to get to know everyone, you're building your team, you're really in it. You've talked about transitioning your coach into that manager role and really empowering that person. Why was that transition important, and what did you put in place to make sure that you set them up for success?
Because we just, I never wanted to be here 24/7, living and breathing that, not having any time for anything else. So, yeah, I saw the potential in my coach. And, yeah, so it was probably a little bit of, it was a process. So she started on taking on some more responsibilities. We really sat down again, worked out what her goals were and where she wanted to be. She was looking for some extra responsibility as well. And slowly but surely we've kind of shifted to offload things onto her so that now she's in a full manager role. And yeah.
Is there any process or even practical systems that you've brought in place that help you separate time with family, being present, and then also running the business and working with your manager?
To be honest, we're still really learning it out. It's kind of happened pretty organically. I kind of just, it happened, I was like, I'm going on holidays, and then she kind of survived or didn't. So that was how it happened initially. And yeah, to be honest, we're really trying to work, we're at the 2-year mark now, and we're really trying to work on structuring that more. But it's kind of just happened organically as she's felt, or I felt she's been ready to take on more responsibility. I've kind of offloaded things to her. To a point where she does most things now.
I think, again, I'm fortunate enough to know you guys and how you've been operating your business, and you've mentioned it a lot today. Sometimes we can get caught in having a structure or an over-engineered approach to running business, especially in a small business when it's very community-driven. I think what you're potentially underselling on yourself is the fact that you've been able to lead and create so much clarity around the why you're creating what you're creating, why you want to live this lifestyle with your family, where you guys have been in the past, and why this is so important to you, so that you've been able to put yourself in a position that you've got so much buy-in from your team. The second that you say, because you're bold enough to say this, and they know that you guys wanted to travel and show your boys the world and all of these things, that, hey, we've just booked a family holiday, your team is leaning into that. So I think for anyone listening, there is absolutely one part of running a business which it does need the brilliant basics of structure. I also know you love reporting, love a spreadsheet, love going through a lot of the data, which again, super important. You're doing your weekly whips, you're understanding what everyone needs to achieve from a quarterly basis. So that basic structure is already built out. But the thing that you guys are doing exceptionally well that a lot of people miss is constantly talking about the why. And it's not just the why for the business, it's why for you guys as business owners, and it's why for them as team members. And when you get that right, that's the magical component. And this is the component that really supports a business owner, but also team, that they don't get burnt out. Because I can imagine that you guys leading by example and actually taking holidays, not being in the gym 24/7, and showcasing that you can run such an amazing business with the support of your team will be aspiring to do this as well. So they're probably signing up to High Roxy. They're probably talking about traveling the world, going to Europe, maybe even talking about buying a house, right? And I think that's really, really special. Has there been any standout moments, I guess, for you to reflect on within your team that I guess have been that little bit more of a aspirational piece from yourself, like thinking back, you've seen a coach go from a coach to a manager. What impact have you made on your team?
Yeah, I think probably Liz, my manager, seeing her, how she has grown. I mean, seeing them all grow, it's going on the journey with them all, coming in here, not really knowing how everything works, and then seeing how they grow to be the confident coaches that they are, who just love what they do and live and breathe it. Like I'm so lucky that I have coaches that genuinely love this place and treat it like their own, and that I think is such a huge piece. Seeing my manager Liz grow from, she came in and she really used to underestimate herself, and I don't think she really quite understood how great she was, to seeing her now just being such a great leader, and she's really unlocked that over the last couple of years. I think, I'm so proud of all of them. Like, they genuinely, there's so much love in our team because we just want to see each other do so well. So I'm like a proud mum to all of them.
I love it, and you can genuinely see and feel it. One leadership tip you swear by?
Structure. Making sure that every aspect is planned and structured, so people know what their greater purpose is, I guess, when they're coming into work, and knowing that, having a plan, that's really big. And secondly, communication, making sure you're really open and honest, and that communication line is always there both ways. Huge.
Love that. These are a few rapid fires. Most underrated part of owning a Fitstop?
Genuinely changing people's lives. I don't think that you can understand it until you're in it. We really do make an impact on people, and I still don't think that fully I fully can comprehend that. But changing lives.
Nice. A go-to habit that keeps your studio running smoothly, with or without you?
Planning quarterly, making sure we have our everything together 3 months in advance, so that you're not rushing around trying to make things work last minute.
Love that. One thing your kids have taught you that helps you run a business?
Patience. Patience. And not sweating the small stuff. It's a roller coaster, just like it is with children. Don't sweat the small stuff, and have patience.
A moment that Fitstop Gladstone has made you truly proud?
I think a really standout one for me is we ran a 4x48 mental challenge for mental health last year. So 48 hours, we completed a workout every 4 hours across a weekend. So people camped out in Fitstop. It was just, I don't know, magic. Every class was packed, even midnight, 4 a.m. And it was really special to see everyone come together and the community that we've created.
Love that. You're creating an amazing community. What's next? You mentioned your 3-year plan. Can you give us a bit of a highlight? What should we expect over the next couple of years from you and your team?
Yeah, so this is something I've really been thinking quite deeply about the last probably 6 months, and I've kind of been jumping between whether I'd like to become a multi-site owner, or whether I just want to continue to grow Fitstop Gladstone. I'm still not 100% sure on which I'm after, but I think my focus really is here in Gladstone at the moment. I think that there's still so much potential we have to unlock, and so many more lives to impact. So continuing to grow that and continuing to travel the world with my kids and watch them grow into really cool little humans, and get to do that with my wonderful husband by my side, I guess.
I love it. You guys are making an absolute impact in Gladstone. We're so glad to have you a part of the Fitstop team. I've got a number of takeaways from today, but I think the biggest ones for me, it always comes back to how do you build a high performance team? That first piece of the puzzle is really understanding and unlocking your why. And you guys have such deep rooted why. And such an incredible story to share and tell. Most people get scared of doing that. Lean into that, and that's going to really unlock and empower your team. Make sure that you're onboarding the right talent, and you're doing that by hosting their first session and seeing how they align with your communities and your values. But then you're really setting them up for success by onboarding them to your standards and expectations, and not just showing them the roadmap for your business, but really understanding what their roadmap looks like and how you can help achieve it. You've built an absolute world-class team, and that actually allows you to still live life. You don't sit in it, you go after it, and you're going after it with your family by your side. I think it's absolutely incredible. I hope people take away a couple of tips so that they maybe get out of their business a little bit more and continue to live life and look at this for a long-term play and strategy. Thanks so much for your time.
You summed it up perfectly. Thank you so much for having me.